Shalom, Israel, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Mashiach, Malak Yahushai. That is to say, Yahweh being named the Heavenly Father, who the world will call God, and Yahweh Shai being named His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. This is Brother Kasadi from WFI Jersey, Philly, right? And as you see the title of the video, we want to remember the right hand of the Most High, right? You want to think about all the times that the Most High delivered our forefathers, right, in time of affliction, in time of hardship, in time of damn betrayal, in time of damn whatever distresses came upon them. You want to remember that the Most High has often, always, right, delivered our forefathers. And when you're going through these different things, these different trials, these different tribulations, these afflictions, it has strengthened your mind so that you understand that, look, the Most High, He's done this to my forefathers. And you can question yourself even in that manner. Well, if the Most High done it to my forefathers, am I better than my forefathers? Am I better than Abraham? Am I better than Job? Am I better than David? Am I better than Paul? Right? And the answer is obviously no. So if these men, mighty men, chosen men, the elect men, have gone through these different trials and tribulations, and it happens to you, and the Lord touches you, then you got to be like, look, the Most High, hey, I'm next up. They say in the world, there's a next man up spirit. That's the spirit you got to have in His truth. And I'm speaking from experience here, because actually I'm going to get a precept. The Lord, He allows different things to happen to men so that when it happens to you, you can look at these accounts of these men that it happened to and use them as examples, so that when it happens to you, you can be strengthened in your mind and encouraged in the works of the Most High. That look, if it happened to these men in past time and it happens to me now, I have no reason to doubt. I have no reason to fear. I have no reason to be worrisome of the Most High not delivering me when it happened already to other men or women for that matter, right? I'm actually get this, right? I want to get this quick precept. This is the book of Romans, chapter 5, and I'll start at verse 3. Romans 5 and 3, and not only so, but we glory in tribulations, also knowing that tribulation worketh patience. Right, so we understand that when you go through these different things, these different trials, tribulation, affliction, right, hardship, it may be financial trouble, it may be spiritual attacks by these different demons, whatever the case may be, the Lord said that works patience. And why would it work patience? Meaning that the end of all of that, it will bring forth patience, because the next time you can be like, look, I've been through this before. This tribulation now is increasing my patience to be able to tolerate things more. Think about it like this. The Lord is always testing us. These are called trials for a reason. A trial is another word for a test, an exam, so to speak. So at the end of all of that, now you going through what you're going through is going to bring forth patience. Now you can be more, you can wait more on the Lord. You can trust, okay, this happened before. I can trust. The lights went out. Damn, you didn't pay electric bill. You don't got enough money to pay electric bill. Okay, hold on. I can wait a few days. I know the Most High. I've done it before. The Most High is He's going to take care of me. Now, I'll say this. You should take care of your bills and responsibilities. But, you know, we go through different things. Things happen. Things happen. So, you know, and it is what it is. That's one of the trials and tribulations you may have to go through. You may have paid that bill, but then it's reporting on your account that bill wasn't paid. So now you got to go through a whole thing with this customer service. You never know. I mean, I know everybody deal with different things. That may be something you have to go through. So continuing on. It says, and not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope. So after that patience, now you got experience. You understand? Because you've been through it. You're not someone that's speaking from, they say in the world, you're green, meaning you don't know nothing. You're naive. You had never been through it. Why would I go to buy a car from somebody that don't even own a car, never own a car ever in their life, don't know what mileage means, doesn't know what horsepower means or anything like that, why would I go to that person? Why would I go to someone to get a particular thing and they don't know what the hell is going on because they haven't been through it, right? It'd be much better to hear something from someone else that has been through things so that you can be encouraged because they're examples. A lot of times people go look on YouTube on different things, and even anytime you buy something, you may go through a product review or a review or whatever the case may be. Before you buy some pizza, buy some food, buy a new whatever phone, whatever, you want to know the people that used it, how was their experience with it? Because your experience shows that you've been through it already. So now you can trust more in that source because that thing, that person has already been through it, right? So now when you go through things, you can, and the Most High deliver you from it, you can trust, okay, if it happened again, right? The Most High has delivered me before, I can now be patient because the Most High showed me before is the exact thing. And sometimes we kind of, things happen and you forget. This is the reason why we're making this video. So you don't forget again. That you remember the right hand of the Most High. So let's read it again. It says, and patience experience and experience hope. And that hope is what? That hope is going to bring forth faith. Because now you understand, we understand that faith are things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Pursuant to Hebrews 11:1. So we understand that faith is not something that you can tangibly see, but you have hope because you've been through it before, or you have a unseen belief that this thing was actually going to come to pass. Right? Like we believe in the Most High sending His Son Yahushua. We haven't seen Yahushua face to face in this carnal body, but nevertheless we believe through what? Through experience, through the scriptures, through the patience, through the hope that the Most High has ordained to us. The Lord waking us up these different various stages that we've been in our life and bringing us through all of that and showing us things as documented in the scriptures thousands of years ago and are happening now. Okay, look, we have hope because we see that the Most High has showed us these different things and continue to show us things so we can believe and trust in the Most High. And you don't also have to physically see these. We haven't physically been there on the cargo slave ships, but we know what happened to our people. We haven't physically been right in the lion's den with Daniel, but we know through the divine intervention and the Spirit of the Lord has given us that guess what? These things have actually happened and they actually came to pass. So we're going to continue to trust in the Most High, whether we see it or whether we like it, understand it, believe it or not, whether we have to physically see it or not. You understand? That's what hope is. That's what faith is. So continuing on. And hope make him not ashamed, because the love of Yahweh is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Spirit, which is given unto us. Right? So the Lord has put this Holy Spirit in us so we can believe and have faith and love Him. Right? So we want to make sure that, and look, the reason why I'm making this video, like we just went through, you know, going through different things will promote, or should encourage you, I should say, to trust in the Most High, right? This truth is not, you know, you put your fringes on and, you know, for those that do have a mighty beard, all praise to the Most High, that's not what it is, though. That's not what it is. This truth isn't Esau bowing down to you and kissing your shoes. That's not what it is. This truth isn't you slamming the staff that you just got from somebody in Israel that cost over $200 and you saying, Khan, bring it out. That's not this truth. This truth is going through trials. This truth is going through afflictions because you believe in the Most High and His Son. And the Lord wants to try you and see if you're worthy of His kingdom. You understand? This truth is about believing in these scriptures, whether you're feeling good, whether you're feeling down. This truth is trusting in the Most High God and that believing that He's going to deliver you through whatever it is. right? And you can only be able to get to that point and that level by meditating on these scriptures, being in his word, remembering the right hand of the Most High, remembering the works that he's done of old. This is Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. So this understanding this Bible, this is going to strengthen your mind. You understand? This is going to keep you stable, keep you afloat. When you feel like you need a life jacket, hey, that's this Bible. You out there sinking in the deep end somewhere. You had no business being over there. But nevertheless, the Lord might have just sent you over there just to send you over there. And he has sent you this life jacket. Hey, it's his word. You better hold on to it or you're going to drown. So you got to keep this in your mind. David kept this in his mind. All hell was breaking loose in 1 Samuel, the 30th chapter. Let's go to that. All hell was literally breaking loose. Did David say, oh, no, I don't know what to do? I'm not built for this. A lot of people say they're not built for this. A lot of people take off their fringes and flex on Instagram and take pictures and be in the world. So a lot of people do that. A lot of people go back and want to live out their best days. A lot of people say this truth is too hard for them. A lot of women go back and go chase after the bag and after Ricky and TT and all the so-called dope boys out there and go try to go get it. A lot of people do that. You don't want to be a lot of people. A lot of people is not going to make it. A lot of people is a 2/3. A lot of people will be burned up in fire. A lot of people will be dying horrible deaths by wild beasts and other pestilences and plagues. Listen, this truth ain't for a lot of people. This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 30 and verse 3. And David and his men came to the city, and behold, it was burned with fire, and their wives and their sons and their daughters were taken captives. Then David and the people that were with him lifted up their voice and wept until they had no more power to weep. Now, who were they lifting up their voice and weeping to? Were they weeping to, what do people say? Mother Nature? The universe? All the chakras, to raise their chakras? Was that what they was doing? Were they crying out to the trees so the trees can hear them? So nature can come and swoop in and help them and save the day? Were they, what was it? When you're lifting up your voice and you're weeping, they were weeping to the Most High so the Most High can hear. If you're going through things, I strongly encourage you cry out to the Most High. You could do that by going through precepts and crying and literally reading out the precept aloud and dropping to your knees and throwing up prayers and crying out to the Most High. You should literally cry out as well, right? You can do that. You can cry. It's not off to cry. You're not less of a man if you shed some tears. If anything, if you're crying out to the Lord, that's only making you more of a man. Did not David show Solomon how to be a man? By keeping the commandments of the Most High, by trusting in the Most High. 1 Samuel, it's like 1 Kings, the 2nd chapter, the 1st verse on down. Was not David a mighty man after the Most High's own heart? Yet, we're going to see these different accounts of David weeping, crying out to the Most High, remembering the Most High, trusting in the Lord, asking for his mercy, asking for his grace. You understand? Jonah did the same thing. Paul, he asked the Lord thrice to remove certain spirits from him. So you have mighty men who Yahushua wept. Yahushua, right? So you have different mighty men, our forefathers, even Yahushua, our Savior, literally crying out to the Most High. So this is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 30 and verse 4. So you may go through things and you got to go back to these precepts and remember what the Lord has done for you. Think about what the Lord has done for you and your forefathers. Go through this different accounts. And if you have your own experiences, then go through the accounts as well of what the Lord has done for you in past times. Might have been a time you couldn't pay your rent, the Lord paid your rent. Might have been a time your car broke down and you had no other way to get another car, and the Most High still allowed you to get another car. Literally. right? So, I mean, things happen. And it's only through the grace and power. It's like the grace and mercy of our power, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the Most High God, in the name of His Son Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Right? So reading on, it says, verse 5, and David's 2 wives were taken captives, Ahinoam the Jezreelitess, and Abigail, the wife of Nabal, the Carmelite. And David was greatly distressed. So there's been times where I know it's been times where you've been greatly distressed. You're probably watching this video right now, greatly distressed. Scratching your head, the last remaining bits of hairs you have on your head, and you're pulling it out. I mean, look, it gets like that. You may be fasting. You may be about to fast. Lord willing, you're feeling this low, you should be fasting. You should kind of get up in it to remove these different spirits and cry out to the Lord and ask the Lord for help. Because he's the one that did it to you. Your Lord works on the right hand and the left hand. The Lord, He puts us through these different trials to see if we're going to serve Him. I'm going to hold this precept real quick. I'm going to come back to that. Let's go to the book of Lamentations. You literally have a whole book known as the book of Lamentations, meaning Jeremiah was lamenting and crying. Jeremiah is known as the weeping prophet. This is the book of Lamentation, chapter 3, and verse 21. It says, this I recall to my mind, therefore have I hope. So you got to recall these things to your mind. I'm going to start at 19, actually. I'm going to start at 18. Go back and read his account. It's a mighty account. I'm going to start at 18, though. And I said, my strength and my hope is perished from the Lord. So you may feel like that. You may feel so low that you feel like your strength is gone. You have no more hope. You feel like you at the bottom. You literally at the bottom. You damn crawling on the ground to throw up a prayer. You feeling so sad and so afflicted and so low and so distressed that literally you feel like your strength and your hope is perished. It's gone. Right? You feel like you tried every option. Now the Most High, He wants you to turn to Him. He wants you to first. You might have felt like, look, listen. You might have felt like you did everything you can do on a spiritual level, but the Lord still wants more out of you. And just to try you and see how far it's going to be till you feel like you want to give up. You better not give up. You can't give up. Yahweh Shai didn't give up. He was whipped for you. He was scourged for you. He was smote upon, spit on, mocked, laughed at. Right? He asked the Most High to remove the cup from him. Not as he will, but let the Most High's will be done. And guess what? After crying out to the Most High, the Lord still said, no, you want to drink of this. Here you go, and this is for all of Israel. And we got to look to the author and finisher of our faith, Yahweh Shai, like it says in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 on down. So we remember the right hand of the Most High. So reading that again, is Lamentation chapter 3 and verse 18. It says, and I said, my strength and my hope is perished from Yahweh, remembering mine affliction and my misery, the wormwood and the gall. Damn, you got to remember your affliction. Your affliction, your misery. Misery is not a light word. That's a real rough, like you on the edge, or you're miserable. You're feeling like distraught. The world keeps saying no, but guess what? The Most High will say, yeah. He will say, Khan, I got you. He's going to stretch forth his hand, and you can't think the Most High just forgot how to save. He's just in the heavens, in a cloud somewhere, and he's just not going to come and deliver you on a spiritual level. Because he's not going to physically come down from the third heaven, drop down, run to your house, knock on your door, ask you to open the door. He's waiting, he's looking at his watch, and you finally open up the door, and you drop to your knees and then you say, look, what do you need help with? The Most High don't do that. That's not what he's doing. The Most High is a spirit, and those that serve him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Paraphrasing. So continuing on, it says, my soul had them still in remembrance and is humbled in me. This I recall to my mind, therefore have I hope. So you got to have hope in the Most High. You got to believe and trust in the Most High. The Lord did these things to you. The Most High can take these things away from you. Whatever you ask the Lord, he'll take care of you. Right? He's all those damn religions. That's not it. You can't call on Buddha and Buddha come and help you. You can't call on Allah. You can't call on Jesus. Those are man's created things. We're talking about the only true power on the earth, Yahweh, the real God of the earth, right? And his son Yahushai, who sent to deliver his people, pursuing them St. Matthew chapter 1 and verse 21. So look, you got to call on the name of the Most High in the name of his son. And you may have done it one day and you feel like, okay, the Lord's not hearing me. It got to be 2 days, 3 days. Hey, Daniel's prayers were hindered when you read Daniel the 10th chapter for 21 days. He was fasting for 21 days and his prayers are being hindered. Don't think you're above Daniel. Right? Daniel's more righteous than any man watching this video right now. Any woman. He's the elect. You understand? So if those things happened to him, how much more us? So continuing on. This is the book of Lamentation, chapter 3 and verse 21. I started 20 again. My soul had them still in remembrance and is humbled in me. And these things are to humble you. Because when you're humbled and you're brought to a lower state, okay, now the Most High is going to deal with you. When you're puffed up and you're feeling, oh, I'm mighty. I just read 23 chapters today and I just fasted all 7 days and I'm good. No, the Most High, okay, all praise to the Most High. You know, you ain't do those things. The Most High allowed you to do those things. You understand? So continuing on. He's dealing with the humble. He's dealing with the meek, the lowly. He may put you through these things just to get you back in line. So there are certain vehicles today where you're literally driving, and when you start to go off path, it's going to start beeping and buzzing and whatever, and just to get you back on. It's called lane assist. It's literally called lane assist. It's supposed to continue on that straight and narrow lane. But you start going to the left, start going to the right, it's going to start going crazy. That's the equivalent of when you start drifting off, going in the world, drifting off, worrying about the things of this society, drifting off, worrying about things that don't pertain to you, drifting off, worrying about this pseudo false damn knowledge that's out here in these different books. Start to get down with different books, or just because maybe you start drifting off just because it's time for you to start drifting off in your flesh, and the Most High sends angels to get you back in line, to re-guide you, to keep you on that thin and narrow path if you're part of the elect, right? So you got to keep these things in mind. It says, this I recall to my mind, therefore have I hope. That should give you hope right there. Those, 1, 2, 3, 4 verses we just read, it just in Lamentation chapter 3 and verse 18 down to 21, that Lord willing, that increase your spirit, Most High willing. If not, hey, continue to watch the rest of the video, Most High willing. All of the will of Yahweh by Shem Shai. If this video gets uploaded, I don't know. I didn't go live on this. But continuing on. It says, it is of Yahweh's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. So he's very compassionate on his people. He'll literally bring you low just so you can serve him. Let's read that. Verse 28. It says, he sitteth alone and keepeth silence, because he had borne it upon him. He putteth his mouth in the dust, if so be there may be hope. So the Lord will bring you down to the dust, to the ground, the dirt, just so you can have more hope in him. Because if not, our bodies are programmed to just fall away and go off. So it's always got to be a reprogramming, so to speak, so we can understand, for us to get back in line with the Most High. Things happen in your life just so if you're a part of this thing, you're supposed to be a part of the elect, chosen to be delivered. Because not everybody's delivered, will be delivered. It's only elect men, elect women, and children. So with that being said, the Most High may have these things happen so you can get back in line and continue on the right path. You're supposed to continue on. You understand? So back to it. Where are we at? 1 Samuel. This 1 Samuel chapter 30 and verse 6. And David was greatly distressed. Right? So you're not above these different things happening to you. Being distressed, at wit's end, not knowing what to do. You understand? You might have asked for counsel. Might have got wrong counsel. Might have asked for counsel and still didn't get the answer you wanted, or like the person still didn't reach back out to you. Things can happen. Whatever it is, so many different situations. Might have gotten in a car accident, might have lost your car, might have lost your job, might have lost your woman, might have, God forbid, might have lost some children. Whatever. Hey, you can be greatly distressed as our forefathers was greatly distressed. But let's see the difference between what you may do, and really what I should say, what you shouldn't do and what you should do. This verse right here is what you should do when you're greatly distressed. A lot of times when we're in distress and at the bottom going through tribulation, we don't do what the Lord is about to tell us to do right here in this verse. Verse 6. And David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him. So David lost what, his women? Israel's women was lost. Their children, their daughters. They were about to, what did it say? For the people spake of stoning him. They were trying to kill David. After he already fought against the things that Saul tried to bring against him. Now Israel's trying to stone him and kill him. I mean, these are big brothers. It's not 5 feet men. I mean, they're picking up big boulders. This is when Israel was in our right estate. When we were in our right estate, they're trying to kill David. They're trying to get him out the earth. That's the equivalent of thousands of men all grabbing up the strap and trying to come after you. I mean, you like, damn, first I already lost my woman and now they all beating, trying to break down my door. 1,000 men out my door, strapped up, talking about come outside. You lost our woman. We gotta take care of this. You gotta go. Imagine somebody come to you and say, yo, you gotta go. They don't want to hear no talking. You lost my woman, you lost my children. I trusted you. You're our king. And guess what? You gotta go now. They gone, so you gotta go. And we ain't talking about going around the corner. We're not talking about going up the block. We're talking about going back up to the spirit world. You gotta go. So now he's even more distressed. You gotta put yourself in the mind of your forefathers. Don't read it. And David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him. A stone. I guess they picked up pebbles. No, that's not what it's talking about. This is, you gotta get in the mindset of this. This is rough, right? This is a mean verse, a mean account. For the people spake of stoning him, because the soul of all the people was grieved. They was all in grief, going through it. If you ever lost a loved one, a family member, you know how that can be when you're in grief. You're crying, you don't know what to do sometimes, especially if you're in the world. Crying, don't know what to do, you weeping, you got damn tissues. Things happen, right? Reading on. Every man for his sons and for his daughters. But, so they all in grief. David was already greatly distressed. And then they try to kill him, right? But David encouraged himself in Yahweh, his God. So What you're not supposed to do is turn aside. You're giving up, throwing in the towel. Don't do that. It can be that final last second, and you held on. You're like, I don't know if I can hold on much longer. You held on though. You called on Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and guess what? You was delivered. It says, but David encouraged himself in Yahweh his God. So what does it mean to encourage yourself? It means to remember the Most High. Remember the right hand of the Lord. Remember all the things the Lord has done for you. Remember all the things the Lord has done for your forefathers, to trust in the Most High, to be strengthened in your faith. Our forefather Abraham was strengthened in faith. You got to strengthen yourself in faith, man. You got to further dig deeper, because it's just not enough. At the end of the day, what we do is not enough. No matter how many times you fasted, how many times you prayed, how many times you cried out, that don't matter. It's never going to be enough. It's only other Most High's mercies that we're still here. This is the book of Romans chapter 4 and verse 19. And being not weak in faith, he considered not his own body now dead when he was about 100 years old. It's talking about Abraham. Neither yet the deadness of Sarah's womb, right? Her being of age, older. He staggered not at the promise of Yahweh. To stagger meaning you kind of being distressed. You taken back. You don't know what to do. It says that Abraham at an older age, 100 years old, staggered not at the promise of Yahweh through unbelief. But, here with that but again, but was strong in faith, giving glory to Yahweh. So you got to be strong in faith. Remember, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. So this word, believing in his word, reading his word, meditating on his word, remembering the right hand of the Most High in the works he's done of old, that's going to strengthen up your faith. Reading these accounts, that's going to strengthen up your faith. Listen to breakdowns, staying in the word, that's going to strengthen up your faith. You understand? So going back to it, you want to be encouraged like David was encouraged in the Most High himself. Let's go to the book of Psalms. And I'm not speaking as if, okay, look, y'all just do this and I'm going to do something else. No, I'm not going to make this video if I didn't do it already. You understand? I have experience with this. That David has experience with this. Abraham has experience with it. Right? We want to read a precept from Jonah. Jonah had a experience with it. All our forefathers, from Genesis to Revelation, you're going to find different accounts of men going through things, but they trusted in the Most High and was delivered. This is the book of Psalm, Salakia. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 77, and I'll start at verse 6. It says, I call to remembrance my song in the night. I commune with my own heart, and my spirit made diligent search. Will Yahweh cast off forever? And this is what can happen. You might be, look, you middle of the night, you throwing up prayers. You might have woke up from a dream or whatever. You just had it. You might have been meditating all night. You couldn't really fall asleep. So now you're searching out the Most High. It says, in my spirit made diligent search. Verse 7, will Yahweh cast off forever? You might have those thoughts. Is the Lord going to cast off? The Lord not dealing with me? You might just actually say that. Is the Lord, man, the Lord probably not dealing with me, yo. I don't know. Man, I did this, I did that. I don't know if the Lord dealing with me. Will the Lord cast off forever? And will he be favorable no more? Might be like, look, the Lord's not going to be favorable with me anymore. He's not going to show mercy. He's not going to show compassion. You understand? It says, is his mercy clean gone forever? Doeth his promise fail forevermore? Had Yahweh forgotten to be gracious? You may ask that. Did the Lord forget about me? Did the Lord forget to be gracious to me? Did he give out? Did my grace run out? Is it time for him to collect? Am I about to be taken out of this place? You may ask those thoughts. You may have those questions, I meant to say. It says, had Yahweh forgotten to be gracious? Had he in anger shut up his tender mercies? Selah. Verse 10, here's the point. And I said, this is my infirmity. So we got to go through things. David went through things. Our forefathers went through things. You're not serving the Most High if you don't go through things. There's no account of any man in the scripture who just had a yellow brick road. Damn gold pavement, red carpet rolled out, paparazzi all around, and he just walked into the kingdom. Show me that account. Abraham was tried. Isaac was tried. Jacob was tried. Of course, our Lord Yahweh Shai was tried. David was tried. Job was tried. Daniel was tried. Jeremiah was tried. Jeremiah was put in prison numerous times. Ezekiel went into captivity in 597 BC. These men went through things. I mean, we can go on and on. On and on. Peter, the head of the church, was literally crucified upside down. James, in the book of Acts, the 12th chapter, was beheaded by Nimrod. Or it's like it says slain with the sword. I said Nimrod, I meant Herod, right? You got John the Baptist, who was also damn beheaded. You got Paul, who was beheaded. These are mighty men. You got John, St. John the Divine, who was led away on the Isle of Patmos. Show me an account of this in the scripture of a forefather who went through nothing. Even for mother. You understand? There's righteous women in the scripture who had to go through things. You got to go through things. Let's read it again. And I said, this is my infirmity, but I will remember the years of the right hand of the Most High. So yes, we go through things. Yes, we feel like, look, is the Lord dealing with me? I don't know. I don't think he's dealing with me. So on and so forth. That's that spirit wrestling against the flesh, as is already set up and ordained from the foundation of the earth. Read about that in 2 Ezra chapter 4, verse 30. Read about that in the book of Sirach, chapter 30. It's like in chapter 40 and verse 1. That's what's programmed to happen. Read about that in Galatians chapter 5 and verse 19 on down. Reading on. 17 on down. Right, reading on. It says, I will remember the works of Yahweh. Surely I will remember thy wonders of old. I will meditate also of all thy work and talk of thy doings. Thy way, O Yahweh, is in the sanctuary. Who is so great a God as our God? So you gotta, he was asking these questions. He was feeling low. He was feeling distressed. But guess what? He remembered what the Most High has done. The Lord told us that in Sirach. Have this account in this chapter on standby if you don't already. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 10. And this whole account is mean, but we're not going to go through the whole thing. Just going to get this precept real quick. This Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see. Did ever any trust in Yahweh and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For Yahweh is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. So that's what the Most High does. You cannot forget about those things. He's not just about destruction, World War III, nuclear missiles, damn, death of the firstborn, damn, plagues of Egypt, plagues of Babylon. He's not just all about that. The Most High is long-suffering. He's merciful. He's a gracious God. But you can't abuse that grace neither. So back to it. We got to continue to trust in the Most High in these last days. Right? Get another precept. Let's go to the book of Psalm. chapter 31. This Psalm chapter 31 in verse 21. It says, blessed be Yahweh, for he has showed me his marvelous kindness in a strong city. For I said in my haste, right? He was being hasty. David said, I said in my haste. Guess what? He's acknowledging his sin. He knew what he did wrong. I said in my haste, I am cut off from before thine eyes. Nevertheless, thou heardest the voice of my supplications when I cried unto thee. So he said, look, man, the Lord, he's not dealing with me no more. Why is our righteous forefather, King David, right? A man after the Most High's own heart. Why was he saying that the Lord wasn't dealing with him? We feel the same way. Yet we know that the Most High, right, is going to deal with whoever continues to serve and trust in him. You cannot give up that hope and trust in the Lord. You got to keep that faith. Things are going to happen. If you really believe in the Most High, then you're going to show it by trusting in him the entire time. You may damn fall, as the scripture already is prophesying to happen to you. You're going to fall. You're going to be down. Those things are going to happen. But what should happen next is the accounts that we're reading. You got to continue to encourage yourself in the Most High. You cannot fall down and just stay down. And don't call on the Lord. And don't ask for the Most High for help. Because now that's where pride set in. And when that pride comes in the way, it's over with. I'm going to get an account. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3 and Salakia. 3 and verse. Let's see what I want to start at. I'm gonna start at 3 and 13. No. Salakia, give me 1 second. Let me find this where I want to start at. Okay, come. I'll start at 26. Right? It's about to start at 13. This is Sirach chapter 3 and verse 26. It says, a stubborn heart shall fare evil at the last, and he that loveth danger shall perish therein. So if you love danger, then guess what? You'll perish. But let's continue on. Here's the point. An obstinate heart shall be laden with sorrows, and a wicked man shall heap sin upon sin. So that's you falling down, but you staying down. You staying down and you turning your back against the Most High. Now you're heaping sin upon sin. Now instead of repenting and acknowledging your sin and hopping to a fast and getting right and calling on the Most High, guess what? You heaping sin upon sin. In the punishment of the proud, there is no remedy. There's no coming back from that. For the plant of wickedness had taken root in him. So you don't want that. You don't want that to happen. That's the end of you. When you let that pride sit in and it's festering and it's fermenting as grapes, and it's doing its thing, and look, it's over with. You don't want to. You want to chop that at the root. Hold on now. I'm going off here. Let me turn back to the Most High and get right. I fell away. I departed. I don't know what I was thinking in my mind. I'm not trusting in the Most High. I got to get right. Let me hop into a fast. I'm feeling low. I'm feeling afflicted. I don't know what the Most High dealing with me, but let me still hop into this fast. Let me still throw these prayers up. Let me still read his accounts and strengthen myself in the words of the Most High, because I don't want to be forgotten of. Right? I don't know if the Most High is going to hear this fast or this prayer, but I'm going to throw it up anyway because I trust that he will. There's no certainty that the Most High is dealing with you. If we had certainty that the Most High is dealing with us, I mean, that's not how the Most High is dealing. He's not going to show you, yes, you're a part of the elect. Right? He's not going to come down and tell you that in a dream. Yes, look, you're a part of the elect. Whatever you do, doesn't matter. You're a part of the elect. You know what Jake would do? Go back in the world somewhere. It doesn't matter. I can do what I want to do. The Most High told me I'm a part of the elect. I'm already going to be chosen. The Most High is automatically going to deliver me. That's not what it is. You don't have 100% certainty in your mind, but you have faith. You hope that the Lord is going to deliver you and deal with you. But that comes with remembering the right hand of the Most High. Remember what the Most High has done when you done to your forefathers, done for you. When you feeling low, you distressed, you need that pick me up. Hey, that's the Most High is going to do that. But you got to trust in him. Now, let's get it's like I had a few more accounts I wanted to get to. But I'm going to get this real quick in Jonah. Right? This is the book of Jonah, chapter 2. Hold on. This is Jonah chapter 2 and verse 6. It says, I went down to the bottoms of the mountains. And on a spiritual level, we're at the bottom of the mountains right now. A mountain is a nation, right? We know this now. On a physical level, we understand he was being literally swallowed up by a whale. But nevertheless, on a spiritual level, we're Jonah. We are being at the bottoms of the mountains. We're at the bottom of the bottom. We on the damn ground. It says, I went down to the bottoms of the mountains. The earth with her bars were about me forever. Yet hast thou brought up my life from corruption. So we at the bottom, but yet the Most High still brought us up. It says, O Yahweh my God, when my soul fainteth within me, I remembered Yahweh. So when Jonah was fainting, hold on, Lord, I don't know. Elijah, that same thing happened to Elijah. When you read 1 Kings, the 19th chapter. He was fainting during that famine. He didn't know what was going on. But guess what? He trusted in the Most High. He called on the name of the Most High. And the Lord delivered him. He sent some food. And guess what? He was good for 40 days in the famine. Survived that famine. You might be in a famine. We're going to be in a famine. Jacob's trouble. The only food at a FEMA camp. Or you got to scavenge. You got to be on, might come across a loaf of bread, a slice of bread somewhere, a cracker, a Ritz cracker. You might have one Ritz cracker left in a package. Hey, that might take care of you for 40 days. Or whatever the Most I want to give you in righteousness. Obviously. Continuing on. It says, when my soul fainteth within me, I remembered Yahweh, and my prayer came in unto thee into thine holy temple. So you want to trust in the Most High. Your prayers are being heard on high, man. The Lord has angels every day at 3 p.m. that take the prayers up during an hour of prayer, the 9th hour, taking the prayers up and bring them up and present them before the Most High on the altar. When you read the book of Revelation chapter 8 and verse 3. Right, continuing on. They that observe lying vanities forsake their own mercy. But I will sacrifice unto thee with the voice of thanksgiving. I will pay that I have vowed. Salvation is of Yahweh. So our sacrifice is praying to the Lord, asking the Lord for help. It's not a physical, you doing burnt offerings, you doing the peace offerings, you doing the meat offerings, you doing the drink offerings. That's not what we're doing right now. You turning to the Most High, that's a sacrifice in itself. Right? A lot of people, think about all the people that's in the world. Who's praying? They actually calling on the name of the Most High. Who's repenting? If they was doing those things, they wouldn't be in the world, would they? There's billions of people in this world. In the world, outside of the truth. But the Lord has you in this thing. Don't forget that. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 14 and verse 1. O Israel, return unto Yahweh thy God, for thou hast fallen by thine iniquity. Take with you words and turn to the Lord, saying to him, take away all iniquity and receive us graciously, so will we render the calves of our lips. So that's the equivalent. You praying to the Lord, asking the Lord for mercy and help. That's the equivalent of you rendering a sacrifice. We know the Most High is not dealing with sacrifice. Physical sacrifice on the altar. This is the book, right? We're not dealing with that right now. Yahweh Shai is our sacrifice, our atonement. This is the book, A Song of the Three Little Children, verse 15. Neither is there at this time prince or prophet or leader or burnt offering or sacrifice or oblation or incense or place to sacrifice before thee and to find mercy. Nevertheless, in a contrite heart and a humble spirit, let us be accepted, like as in the burnt offerings of rams and bullocks, and like as in 10,000s of fat lambs. So let our sacrifice be in thy sight this day, and grant that we may wholly go after thee, for they shall not be confounded that put their trust in thee. And now we follow thee with all our heart. We fear thee and seek thy face. So that's how you want to be in these last days. You want to seek the face of Yahweh Shem Shai. Praying, fasting, remembering the right hand of the Most High. Let's go to the book. We're going to close it out with this. This is the book of Psalm 143. And I'll start at verse this. Now, by the way, there's a whole prayer you can throw up. But we're going to start at verse 4. Psalm 143 and verse 4. Therefore is my spirit overwhelmed within me. Wow. Salakia, that's happened plenty of times. If you've been in this thing for some time, right? And I haven't been in this thing for some time. I mean, I'm talking about 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. There's men that's been in this thing 10, 20, 30 years in this truth, still enduring. That's been in this truth for some time. Me, only a portion of that. Now, with that being said, just understanding that these different trials, tribulations that you go through, right? You're going to be overwhelmed in your spirit. We just say it like that. You're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to be distressed. Those things happen. We know they happen because we're reading them. Reading on. It says, therefore is my spirit overwhelmed within me. My heart within me is desolate. Verse 5 is the point. Now, after that happened, David's feeling overwhelmed. He's feeling distressed. He's feeling down. But what? Verse 5, I remember the days of old. I meditate on all thy works. I muse on the work of thy hands, Salakia, of thy hands. I stretch forth my hands unto thee. My soul thirsteth after thee as a thirsty land, Salah. Then it goes on. So you want to put your trust in Yahweh Shem Shai. You understand? You want to thirst after the Most High. You want to continue to ask him and call upon him because he put you there so you can call upon him and get back in order. So with that, Most High willing, was edified. Lord willing, you continue to endure to the end. And remember the right hand of the Most High. Watch for these prophecies. Stay in the spirit. Fast more, pray more, read more, study more, and labor more abundantly in these last days. Kwame Asherallah. Shalom.